Hello, hi. So this is my hometown. This is where I grew up. And I'm making this video in partnership with my hometown and with an organization here called AHM Youth Services. The topic of this video that we're going to address is how can we be healthy? Specifically, how can we be healthy while also supporting local restaurants? And how can we maybe approach going out to eat in a way that's a little more health conscious?
So you want me to talk about health matters specifically?
Just like broad strokes, like if someone sees this from a different town or something, you know, just like,
sure.
I want to introduce you to two people who work at AHM. This is Jen and this is Tressa. Jen is the program director for Health Matters for the program, and Tressa is the big boss executive director in charge of kind of the whole operation.
AHM is a youth service bureau. We serve the towns of Andover, Hebron, Marlborough, and Columbia. We have been serving our communities for over 35 years, and we serve our communities in a number of ways, including prevention and intervention. We provide positive youth and family development. We provide mental health services, and then we do a great deal of community outreach.
See, I'm starting to talk about the food.
That's great. You can talk about the food.
I can talk about the food?
Yeah.
So you're going to cut all this out and I'm talking?
No, I might even include, oh, I don't know, to include the part where you're like, can I talk about the food? Because it makes you feel like a real
Oh my
person.
God. Okay, so I'm eating the big fat Greek salad pizza, but to be a little bit healthier, I took off the pizza dough.
Yeah.
And I put the balsamic dressing on the side.
Great.
What I'm trying to do is eat a little bit healthier, and in general, I'm trying to fill my plate up with foods that are rich in water content, like fruits and vegetables and low-fat cheeses, and also, you know, you could also add a protein if you like. The restaurant aspect of Health Matters came about when Mission Wellness did some really great videos on nutrition. And we thought, you know, why don't we expand this a little bit? Let's try and help our small businesses out and go into these businesses, spotlight them, and show how easy it is to eat healthy while eating locally.
So, okay, so we're at George's and I'm rocking this chicken sandwich. We got the grilled chicken, lettuce, tomato, we got a little oil vinegar on it, some really fresh bread. Okay, so everybody knows like the basics, right? When it comes to being healthy. Here, let's pop you down right there. Everybody knows like a little bit, you know, salads, good, fried foods, bad. But there's a lot of nuance here because, you know, everybody lives different lives. Everybody has different lifestyles. Not everyone needs the same thing. And I'm not an expert, you know, what do I know about being healthy? Like, I know basic stuff. I could Google things, you know, there's a lot of information out there, a lot of different people with different levels of expertise telling about what definitely works, about how to be healthy, and this about calories and fiber and losing weight and gaining weight and working out. Like, there's so much out there. What are we gonna do? What do we need to do? Well, I think the thing we need to do first is we need to talk to some experts, people who really know what they're talking about and who can guide us kind of along on this journey. So it's time to head over to Colchester.
My name is Noah O'Connor.
And I'm Carrie O'Connor. We are mother-son and we own Mission Wellness. Noah and I started Mission Wellness during COVID in the fall. Probably not the best time to start a business, but we really have a passion for fitness and really wanting to work one-on-one with individuals or small groups. We work on like habit-based lifestyle change. So we're really about consistency and making small changes. Our approach to nutrition is all foods are on the table. You can eat anything. There's so many diets out there that are taking certain things out where you're either on a high fat, you know, low fat, high protein What we really educate people on is that you want to have protein, carbs, and fats at all your meals. And there's just better choices for each of those.
Hi, I'd like to place an order. Can I have a small Athenian pizza and a small house salad?
Sure, can I get a name to put it under?
Yeah, you can put it under Michael.
Michael.
Yeah.
And will that be all?
That'll be it, thank you. Is there a receipt?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Awesome, thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great night.
You too. So we got ourselves a nice little pizza with veggies, and then we got ourselves our chef salad, and we got ourselves our dressing on the side.
Salads, for a lot of people, are a big choice, I think, when they're trying to eat healthy. And honestly, salads aren't always the best option when you go out because of like the added fat between the dressings and potentially some of the foods that are being put into salads. So I do think you have to be a little bit careful there. I think that if you are going out or getting takeout because you want to support those local businesses, especially during COVID, it's great. And you can kind of plan that for your week. So if you know on Friday nights is a takeout night for you, or you're going to go out to a restaurant, you kind of plan and prepare for that like throughout the week. You try to eat like, you know, really healthy at home prior to, and then if it's an occasional thing, maybe that's what you splurge at. Like when you do go out, like usually portion sizes are pretty large when you go to a restaurant. So the number one thing you can do is only plan to eat half your meal. Take half your meal home, or share a plate with someone that you're out with.
So I know what you're probably thinking, Michael, what are you doing at a Ford dealership? Well, I'm in Columbia, Connecticut, and inside this Ford dealership is actually a cafe, and I'm here to get some breakfast. We're at the Thunderbird Cafe, and we're gonna see what they have to offer.
Eating out for breakfast, there are some good choices.
You wanna make sure you're having your carbs, your fats, and your protein. So when I go out to one of the local breakfast places, I like to get pancakes because pancakes are great. But then I also get some eggs with it, and I usually get a broccoli omelet. So you get your veggies in there too, as well as your proteins.
Yeah, the omelets for breakfast are a great choice because if you like vegetables, I would have more veggies in an omelet, and I would probably stay clear of the meats. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with them, but you're already getting your protein from your egg, and then you're at least getting some vegetables for the day.
It's a little more balanced out.
It is, yeah. A lot of people don't eat enough vegetables, and breakfast is a great place to get them.
So let's break this down. We got omelet, no cheese, with peppers and spinach, because we gotta get those veggies in. We got that protein with the eggs. And then it came with a side of home fries. Home fries were, you know, obviously not the most healthy thing in the world. And we got marble rye bread because, you know, healthier than white bread. I think I'll Google this and delete it if it's not. Okay, what are the benefits of eating rye bread? Rye bread itself has about 2 grams of fiber, which is not too shabby for bread. Its high fiber content makes it heart healthy, good for lowering blood pressure and cholesterol. But it looks like whole grain rye bread is the best. So yeah, so definitely a healthier alternative to white bread. So this is fun, right? We're going out to eat, we're having a good time, we're getting our chicken grilled, our dressing on the side, we're being, you know, health conscious, we're checking out new places. But I want to take a second to talk about the very real and present challenges. As you're all aware, we're in the middle of a pandemic. I'm sure you've heard about it. You know, you turn on the TV, every commercial is telling you all about the strange and uncertain times that we live in. You know, we know, everybody knows, we're a year in. But it's important to remember that there is some very real and continuing challenges that a lot of these restaurants are facing. 17% of every restaurant in the country that was opened at the start of the pandemic has gone out of business. You know, if you've watched a Food Network show, you've probably heard the statistic that half of every restaurant that opens closes within the first year. So you might think, okay, well, maybe it's a little higher. How bad can it be? Well, the reality is that most of that 17%, most of the restaurants that are really, really struggling right now, most of those restaurants are the ones that have been open for a while, the ones that have been around for 10 plus years, the staples in the community are the ones that are struggling the most. Here in Connecticut, by the end of last year, 600 restaurants had closed down. And by the time the pandemic ends, that number will probably cross over 2,000.
It's just so crucial right now within a time of uncertainty and challenge to be able to take this program of Health Matters and then work with the town of Hebron through their Hebron Open for Business task force has, again, been just a wonderful collaboration, and we can then support local businesses as well.
Just could I place a to-go order, please? I'd like Peter Casper.
This is Peter Casper. He is on the Board of Selectmen for the town of Hebron, and he's in charge of the Small Business Task Force to help the local restaurants in the town. He's also my dad, in case you realize that we have the same face and are, in the same house. So
one of the things that we're challenged with as a community is how do we support our local businesses, especially during a year of COVID? Mm-hmm. And specifically, in this case, what can we do to support our restaurants?
It's $22.81.
Well, in the community, it wasn't so much the restaurants weren't willing and able, but getting the people in the community to feel safe again and to take that first step out and back into the community, to go into the restaurants, to even adjust, because people were afraid. They were trying to gather their own information, worried about protecting their own families, thinking about many of the families in town with young children in the school system, or maybe our senior community, a lot of distractions. So the idea of, hey, let's go out to eat, let's do something to support our local businesses. Again, not that they don't want to, but they had their own challenges in getting that communication, making that connection. So one of the biggest challenges we continue to struggle with is how do we make better and more effective connection between our communities. When I say communities, schools, the children, the town, the seniors, all different aspects of our community, and the businesses. How do we bring those two groups together so they understand that it's safe, they understand that there are some healthy options, they understand that their operations maybe at these businesses are different, but they're safe, they're prepared, they're ready to serve the community. And so bringing those two together is a challenge, because both groups are faced with a unique set of circumstances that they're trying to manage through to protect themselves, to feel safe, to protect their families, and to protect their businessos. So there's a lot to do.
Yeah, so that I can get you a nice little close-up of you taking that big.
Right, my sandwich I would never order, but I'm really excited about.
Right.
All right.
All right.
Well, as expected, terrific. I try new things, and so this, if nothing else, has caused me to embrace looking further down the menu, trying something different, recognizing that it's better for me, and also acknowledging that it's very good at the same time.
Right, there we go. On a personal level, for all of us as individuals, our habits are different now because our lives are different now. It doesn't matter where you come from or what you do or who you are. Key elements of your life has changed. So your habits have changed and your health habits have changed. Because of the pandemic, people are eating differently. Certain health habits or fitness routines may have fallen off the wayside. If you're someone like a healthcare worker, you're probably working a lot more now. But if you work like an office job, then you're probably spending a lot more time at home. Your routine has changed, and now that we've kind of all settled into that, it's important to stay conscious of what you're doing and how it might be affecting you and what bad habits you may have fallen into and how you can find those little adjustments within your own life about how we can try to, you know, all live a little healthier and be more conscious. Hello, hello, hello. We are at Marlboro Bakery and Tavern. Let us see what's going on here. A bakery might seem like a weird choice for this kind of project where we're trying to be healthy. Well, why would you go to a bakery? What isn't like the point of going to a bakery is that it has like cookies and cakes and desserts and stuff. And like granted, like Marlboro Bakery where we're at right now, this place like serves like, you know, breakfast, lunch, and like, you know, food, but I wanted to take this as an opportunity, as a little bit of a challenge to see how we can approach this thing that we associate with being unhealthy and see how we can maybe go about it in a way that's a little smarter and a little healthier, as opposed to just, you know, avoiding it altogether. All right, so we're back in. We got our bagel, and I've also changed outfits, and the reason for that is because it's the next day, and when I came here yesterday, I didn't realize that I came here after they closed, so I had to come back today. So here you go. It's the next day, but we got it. It's a little bit of a journey, but we got our bagel. Look at this, look at this, look at this. All right, so it's the morning. So bagels, you know, obviously healthier alternative to something like, you know, a donut or something that might be, you know, fried or have a lot of oil in it. Still a baked good, so not necessarily, you know, in the category of like, you know, health foods, but there's a way to do things like this and still be health conscious. Like for example, like this is a whole wheat bagel as opposed to something that might have like a lot of sugar in it or like that is a little bit healthier. Another thing you can do is when you get stuff on the bagel, you can get alternatives. You can get things like peanut butter on it instead of like cream cheese or butter. You could also, like a lot of places have like different sandwiches and combinations when you get different toppings. This here does have cream cheese on it because, you know, those were the options here. So, and you know, cream cheese is good. And it's important to remember that being healthy doesn't have to mean like cutting out things that are like necessarily bad. You know, it's called a well-balanced diet for a reason. So anyway, I'm gonna take a bite of this. Okay, this bagel is so good. Like, I'm not even just saying that, it's really, really good.
There's just so many parts of our life that are stressful, and I think sometimes, you know, you try to cut corners to make things easier, and by doing that sometimes, you know, especially with eating, those healthy intentions kind of go by the wayside. And so one of our goals was to show folks that you can eat healthy, you know, on the fly, you can eat healthy and support your local businesses, and that there really are some wonderful restaurants within our communities that offer delicious, healthy options. And most of our restaurants in the communities have, you know, takeout and curbside pickup. So if you want to make, you know, a dining out experience healthy, that is 100% obtainable. And so the videos that we're putting out now really focus on that and hopefully encourage people to not only support a local restaurant, but to also support yourself and have a healthy choice while you're eating out.
And it doesn't matter where you go, no matter what kind of cuisine it is, what type of restaurant, if it's a sit-down thing or a takeout thing, if we're still in the pandemic or if the pandemic is over, there's always a way to kind of be more conscious about this and to be just a little bit healthier and make just little different choices. The other big takeaway is that for me, there were so many new things that I tried while I was doing this project. There were restaurants that I had been to a bunch of times, but I was getting new stuff and realizing that I liked it. And there were some places that I was going to for the first time that I had driven by it like a million times and I didn't even know it was there. And then you walk in and you have some really awesome food. So no matter where you live or what you're doing, there are things around you that you can check out that maybe you've never checked out before. Your new favorite spot might be down the street and you don't even know it yet. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.